Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit and this is the day 17 of the web service integration training. So today's training will talk about that how we can implement the Spotify in our ServiceNow environment. The last day we talked about that how the Spotify can be configured through the Postman, and we are doing that creating the playlist and all those stuffs we are doing from the Postman. But today we'll do that through the ServiceNow. So we'll integrate from the ServiceNow to the Spotify application. So if we, I have already created one table into the ServiceNow custom table called Spotify. You can see that this table is created, and in this table I have created three field called name, description, and external ID. So whenever you put the name, description, and external ID, it's supposed to create a playlist. I mean, once you put all these details and save that, it's supposed to create a playlist under my account called that Spotify account, where it should create a one playlist. Okay, so let's do that. The very first thing is that I go to that. I'm repeating some of the steps again. So I have to go to this developer.spotify.com, and then I have to create an application. Let's put the application name called ServiceNow, and then I'll put the description again the same, and then I'll agree and then click the create. So this Spotify application will be created, and this uh, service application have client ID and then the client secret. What I'll do, that first step is that I will this Spotify, you we are going to use that authentication. So what I'll do, OAuth, and then under this OAuth I'm going to create that application registry. Here I'm going to create a new application registry. So once we go to the OAuth registration, and this OAuth registration, we need to click the new, and then we need to create a OAuth registry. Now OAuth registry is this is the type of authentication we have to use for that Spotify. So this is the token based authentication. So we need to be select the third options to connect between third party application. So once we click the third option, it will ask for the name. So we are going to put the name called Spotify. Once we put the name, it asking me for the client ID and then client secret. So I'll go back to the Spotify dashboard, and then I'll copy this client ID and then paste. Next, I have to put the client secret. I'll go to the Spotify, show this client secret, and then I'll copy and then paste that. And then if you scroll down, you have a resource, I mean type of here. I need to change that to the authorization code. Once I change this to authorization code, it have some refresh token time span. Okay, so what is the refresh token time span? So refresh token time span is the time which will tell you that how much day you can use this refresh token. So basically it's giving you the 100 day. By default it's giving you the 100-day refresh token. By the way, if you don't know that what is the access token and what is the refresh token, I would suggest go to my playlist and you will get that access token and refresh token difference and how they work. Now we have to be put certain information. So let's go back to here. So first information, we have to put that authorization token. To get this authorization token, we have to go to these docs, and then web API. Under this web API, you have this authorization. You need to click that, and then once you click that and scroll down, there will be one called authorization code flow. You need to click that and then scroll down. You will get this endpoint called authorization token endpoint. I'll copy that and then paste to this authorization token URL, and then I need to put this token URL. So I have to go back and then scroll down, and here this is the request access token, and here I will get this URL. I'll copy that and then paste that, and simply I just need to be save that. So I'll just simply save that, and then it will save that. Now once we save that, by default it will be create one that OAuth entity profile, and here you can see there is a redirect URL. I'll edit that and copy this redirect URL. This URL I need to be updated to my application. For that, what I'll do, I'll go back to our dashboard. Under this dashboard, I have two applications right now. So I'll open the ServiceNow application and then click the edit setting. And once we click the edit setting, there will be redirect URL. I'll paste that URL and save that. Now this application is ready. Now one more thing I have to do that. So I'll go back to this uh, documentation. So let's go back to this web app documentation, and here I'll click that authorization. We need to define the scope. So if I go back to the authorization scope, under this authorization code scope, you can see that these are the scope we need to define that. So what is the scope? Scope is defined that which type of work you are going to do that. So as I have created that playlist, so we are going to work on the playlist. So we'll add all these playlist related scope for that. So this is the first scope. I'll copy this scope name here and then go back to that here. Under this scope, I'll put the name here, and then authorization scope, I'll put the remain same. We need to put all this scope that one by one. So I'll copy this second one and then paste again here and then paste here. Similarly, we'll copy this one and then paste this one and paste this one. And then finally we'll copy this playlist modify public, so this scope, and then copy here, paste here, and then paste here. So all this scope is defined here. So scope is nothing but what type of work I'm going to do that. So once we save that, this application registry or the registration of the particular application from both the side, Spotify and then ServiceNow side, is done. Now we need to do some operation. So let's see that what operation we are going to do that. First thing first, you can see that once we created that, this by default that OAuth entity profile is created. If we go back to that here, we need to define under this profile also all this scope. So let's add this scope one by one. So we will click here, double click here, and then we need to select the scope that we have defined here. So let's search with Spotify. So we'll add one by one. So this is the first scope. Second scope, we need to put that. So under this application registry, created that application registry, and then here we created a one application or one app under this dashboard, one app called Spotify, and here we put all this client ID, client secret, put the type equal to authorization code, authorization URL, token, redirect URL, everything we have mentioned here. Under this redirect Spotify default profile, we define that, and under that we here we define all these scopes, and then under the profile we selected all these scopes. So this is the first steps that we have defined. Now we need to create a REST message. So we'll go back to the REST message, and here I'm going to create our REST message. So click new. Under this new, I need to put the name, so Spotify. So once we put that name Spotify, we can put the description, and then after that we have to define the endpoint. So let's put that endpoint here. So if I go back to here console, under this console all these endpoint is available. So we are today going to work with the playlist. So we'll click that playlist, and here this is the options called get playlist, which allow us to get all these playlists. I'll copy this one, and here I'll paste into the endpoint and save that. Before that, I'll go to that OAuth 2.0 as authorization and select our Spotify profile. So we'll say that Spotify default profile. We'll select that and simply save that. So this REST message is created, and once this REST message is created, you can see by default it's showing that OAuth access or refresh token are not available. Verify OAuth configuration and click get auth token uh, below request a new token to get a new token. Now if we open that, by default this method will be created, and this method is nothing but to get a get playlist. So I'll set that get playlist. I'll just update that and save that. Once we save that, this playlist is saved right now. Now what we have to do here, we if we click that, you can see here also that I'm getting that error. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to go to this rest message, under this rest message, and we have to be click that get auth token. So once we click the get auth token, I should get a token. But if I open that, I am getting one error called invalid client, invalid redirect URI. So I'm getting an error called invalid redirect URI. So it means that whatever redirect URI I have put in, that is not correct. So let me go back to the Spotify, and under this Spotify, if I open the service now and click edit setting, one more setting I have to put that under this redirect URL. I need to put that redirect URL. I think I put that into the wrong application. So what I'll do, I'll copy this endpoint and go back to the dashboard and add here, and then save that. So now this application is saved, and if we click get auth token, I hope I should get a pop-up message, and then you can see I'm getting a Spotify pop-up message. Under this pop-up message, it have a scope called view your Spotify account, and whatever scope we have defined here, all the scope name and details are showing that what other things I'm going to do through this application. So let's click the agree. Once we click the agree, this token will be available to the service now. And if we go back here, now it's showing that this token is available. So now you can see that on the top it is saying that OAuth refresh token is available and expire on this specific date. So it means that this token will be expired on that particular date or the particular date. Now what is this date? So this date is that 100 days that we have allowed or that we have defined during the registration. So if you see that current, what it happens, so right now it is not showing that access token, it is saying the refresh token. Okay, so we have, so once we authorize that, it received two token. One is the access token, and then another token is the refresh token, right? And then it is showing the refresh token validity is the 3 month from today, I mean around 100 days, which is they added 100 days because on that OAuth registry, when we register that, we have defined that the lifespan, that when it will be expired. If you see here, if I open the Spotify, I have defined the lifespan for the refresh token is this second, which is nothing but the 100 days. 100 days. So our rest message is saying that this token will be expired on the 100 days. So now if I go back to this under manage token, you can see that we have a two type of token. One is the access token, another is the refresh token. And if I hover over that access token, this access token will be expired within 1 hour. So this access token will be expired within 1 hour, but this refresh token will be expired in 3 months, so around the 100 days. So what will be happen when we will do the REST integration? Let's say that in between 1 hour, this will be used the current token. This will be use the current token, but after soon after this this token will be expired. Using the refresh token, it will generate a new token, and then using this new token it will call to this API, and then it will generate a new access token and it will hit to the server. So you don't need to do any additional configuration for that, like in the Postman. If you remember that, like in the Postman, if you remember that there was a checkbox called auto refresh access token. You can see that the auto refresh token that can allow you to automatically refresh that. Similarly here in your ServiceNow, it will be automatically refresh, the token will be automatically refresh access token after 1 hour, and then it will do a rest call, fresh rest call, once you do a fresh rest call. So until unless this token is expiring, getting expired, that it will call, it will use the existing token, and once it is expired, using the refresh token, it will generate a new access token, and then that access token will have that time limit for 1 hour. So in between, if somebody use that message, rest message, it will call that. So now let's go back to our rest message. So as for the ServiceNow point of view, you don't need to do anything until unless your refresh token is alive. The access token will give you for 1 hour, but it will be automatically refreshed whenever the access token will be expired. So from the ServiceNow point of view, we don't need to do anything. I'll show you in future that how it will be happens. Like after 1 hour, what will be happen? This access token will be automatically delete, and then if you raise new request or if you do another request, this will be automatically generated. So let's go back to the rest message now. So I'll go to the rest message now, and now under this get playlist, if we click the test button, I should get that playlist list. So if I click that test, you can see I'm getting the playlist list, and here is the only playlist I have called Rohit playlist, new playlist, and which is right now showing, and then total count is 1. So this is the how the playlist is working. Now what we have to do, we need to be create one rest method. Apart from this Spotify, we need to create one more rest method, and then using that I should create a playlist. I'm going to put that called create new playlist, create new playlist, and then here I should put the method will be post method. So creating anything will be the post method, and here I need to put the endpoint. Let's go back to the console here. Under this console, if we go back to the playlist, and here if I go back to the playlist, there will be post method called create playlist. So this is the endpoint that I should use that. So I'll copy this endpoint here and then paste here. And if you see here under this is I have to be passed the user ID. So I'll just put the dollar, and then here if I go back to one more thing called this is the body I need to be passed. So I'll copy this here and then go to the new record. Under this HTTP request, I need to be put this called content. Now here I will put this some dummy value called new dollar new name called dollar new description, something like that. So I'll put this like this and save that. Once we save that, so let's see that how much things we need the user ID, we need the name, we need the description. So these three things we needed. So what I'll do, all these dynamic value I put the dollar and then curly braces, and then if you see the authorization, I selected that inherited from parent. So it means that whatever authentication is set to the parent under the Spotify will be the remain same. So this is the OAuth 2.0 defined on the parent under the Spotify. This will also use the OAuth 2.0. Now what we'll do, I will right click and then click auto generate variable. Under this auto generate variable, it will generate three variables. One is the name, second is the user ID, and then third is the description. Now I need to pass the user ID or maybe my user ID. How can I go to that? How can I get that my user ID? To get my user ID, I am using that open.spotify, this one. And then here under this my name, I'll click the account. And then under account, I'll get my user ID. I'll copy these steps and then paste here. Once this things is done, so what I'll do, I'll click the preview script uses, and once that preview script uses, I will click that. I'll get a you know code, predefined code. So this I'll copy this code, and what I'll do, so I created one table called Spotify playlist, right? Here I'm going to create a business rule. So I'll open that, right click, configure, and then you know uh, going to that business rule, I'm going to create a business rule. So let's put that a business rule. Under this name, I'll put that create playlist, and when to run, I'll go to this when to run. So under this when to run, I'll just select that insert here. So I'll just check that insert, and then I'll put the name is not empty. Okay, so our name should be there, and then I'll select that advanced. Under this advanced, I'll go to this advanced setting and then paste the code that I have copied. So just remove that uncommented line and to make more readable. Now I'll just click the format code and then this code will be looks like that. Now what will happen? I'll open this Spotify, this one more tabs, and then I need to be pass this name and description. So here you can see we have a single blank code. So here I have to be pass this description field name. So I'll copy this u underscore description field name here and pass here. So what I'll do, under this description I will put the current dot this description field. Similarly under this name I will put that current dot then the field name of that name field, right? So I will put that name field called u underscore name. Okay, I'll paste that. So once we pass this, once we hit to this server through this, and we will get a response which is under this response body. What I'll do, I will pass this response body equal to json.parse. The same body I'll pass into the response body. Now I need to whatever playlist ID I'll get that playlist ID I am going to map on under this external ID. So I'll copy this current dot external ID and then paste here under this case called current dot this external ID. And how do we map that? We should do the dot work with the response body that we will receive and then set that external ID or the playlist ID here. So how do we do that? So if I go back to the Spotify here, under this Spotify you can see that API references. If you click that, you will get more details that how the request will be sent and then what response you will get that. So this is the response you will get that. You can see this is the response you will get that. Okay, I'll copy this. This is a sample response. So I'll copy this one probably from here and put into the JSON viewer website. I just paste this code and then click that viewer. Once you click the viewer, you can see that we have a call directly we have a field called ID. Okay, so you can see that directly we have a field called ID and this ID will be nothing but this playlist ID and this is the name and this is the owner and everything is showing right now. So this ID we need to grab that. To grab this ID we just need to be directly select that response dot ID to get that. If you want to go further deep dive you can go that but our case we just need to be get this ID. So what I'll do, I will go to my code here and then put that ID. Okay, and save that. So this code is saved. Pretty much whatever we are expecting we have defined there, and then let's see that what will happen. So right now if we create a record, what is the expectation? It will send a request to the Spotify and then Spotify will respond, create a playlist for me, and then that playlist ID should attach to here. Okay, let's create that Rohit new Snow or ServiceNow playlist. Okay, and here in the description I'll put that ServiceNow description, something like that. Once we put that, these details of this playlist should be created to the Spotify and then Spotify should return an external ID and that should be attached here, right? So let's create that. I'll just if you see here also in the business rule, this business rule is running on before. So as it is running on before, I just put the current.u external ID and it will automatically map. I don't need to use the current.update or anything. So let's save that. Once I save that, you can see it automatically populate with external ID with this playlist name. I mean, these are the details are there. Now, if we refresh our account, my account, I should get a new playlist here under this call. And you can see this playlist is created on right now from the ServiceNow. Okay, so I can go to the Spotify list and keep on creating my playlist whatever or whenever I need it. I simply have to be go to the ServiceNow and click create a record. Through the integration, it will create new playlist for me. Let's create one more time. So Rohit, or maybe Spotify integration series. So put that and then submit that. So I'll just put that, and then once I put that, you can see that I got an external ID. And then if I refresh my account, and you can see it's automatically showing here. So this is how we can integrate between ServiceNow and then Spotify. So regarding the refresh token and access token, all those points. So technically, you don't need to do anything, or you don't need to worry about that refresh token or access token. It will be automatically refreshed by ServiceNow. But let's assume that for 1 hour or 2 hours, there is no integration happen. So nobody go to the Spotify module and then create any record under the Spotify module. So what will be happen? This under this manage token module, under this manage token module, this access token will be deleted after 1 hour. So what will be happen? Let's say that in our case it's showing the 45 minutes from now. So after 45 minutes, this access token will be deleted, and there will be one entry for refresh token. So okay, so their access token will be deleted, the refresh token will be present. Now let's say that somebody came to this came to this Spotify module again, and then they created one record. System will automatically, using the refresh token, system will automatically generate an access token and create another entry in this table. So what will be happen if somebody is not using this very long, so after expire of this access token, this entry will be deleted, and then if somebody use after certain time, a system automatically generate a new access token and attach that. So that technically, you don't need to do anything for that. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any question, let me know my comment section regarding the access token, refresh token, or Spotify. So if you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.